I got my high school bully busted for weed. In high school, I had no friends, and was generally considered a loser. Still though, most people just ignored me instead of hating me except one guy, Chris. I was very weak and shy, and he definitely took extreme advantage of that by constantly taunting me, insulting me, and instilling fear in me. If I was just ignored, I would just feel lonely, but with him I felt completely worthless and depressed. I was terrified to go to school each day, and his bullying left an anxiety in me that lasted well after I graduated high school. Anyways, I eventually graduated and went to community college nearby, and actually ended up making friends. My friends were into photography, and one day we drove to this forest that surrounds train tracks in my town to take some photos. Yeah, looking back, taking photos at the train tracks is super cliche lol. When you go there, you park next to the tracks at the end of this gravel road, and it is kind of an obscure local teenage hangout spot. When we parked, there was already a car there, and as you can guess, Chris was standing around the car with a couple friends. I immediately wanted to leave, but by the time I even realized who it was too late, and my friends were getting out of the car. So I got out, and Chris recognized me, and started acting like we were friends. I was super uncomfortable, but kept up some small talk trying to plan a moment to leave. Then, Chris pulled out a bowl, and started packing it. He asked if we wanted to smoke, and I said no. I actually did, and do, smoke weed occasionally, but I knew I would panic even harder if I was high in this moment, and I really just wanted to leave. He then flashed a sandwich bag full of weed, and mentioned that if I ever wanted to buy, he sells. I thanked him for the offer, and then my friends and I began to walk down the tracks and away from the car to find a spot to take photos. I immediately tell my friends of my history with Chris, and how uncomfortable I felt. Suddenly, my friend Jake suggested I report Chris for selling his revenge. A quick note, I don't think weed should be illegal, and my friends didn't either. The idea to report him was based purely on the fact that he was a total asshole. My other friend egged me on, so when we were far enough away, I called the cops and told them that I saw a group of teenagers smoking weed by the train tracks, and that they were trying to sell it also. I let them know exactly where they were, and where to look for the weed. I hung up, and then we went and took some photos for 20 minutes or so, and then headed back to the car. I lived in a small suburban town, and the cops have nothing better to do, so lo and behold, we arrived to the car and there were 3 cop cars there, and the search through Chris's car was well underway. We got in our car and left. I'm not totally sure what happened after, but I know he got arrested and charged. I'm not sure if he ever figured out it was me who reported him, since I haven't heard from him since, and moved away from my hometown years ago. Anyways, fuck you Chris, you deserved it.